Didik TV KPM.
Baik, pelajar semua, kembali kita dalam Sukses STPM 2021. Di segmen kali ini, Cikgu Zai akan berkongsi pula cara ataupun teknik untuk menjawab bagi game teori. Apa pula yang dimasukkan dengan game teori itu, Cikgu? Silakan.
Yes. Okay, this topic is actually very interesting sebab nama pun game theory.
Yes.
So students when boleh dengar game theory, dengar kita akan buat satu permainan. Actually no. Actually it's a game whereby you make the best decision whether you follow strategy tu atau tidak. But it's very interesting. Okay, it's a new topic, so some young teachers find it interesting, but it involves probability. Okay, right. So we have here example the question on game theory. So again, look at the task word. Okay, the task word is to determine play safe strategy. So they ask us play safe. So jangan buat kerja-kerja lebih. We just want play safe. Okay, and value of the game only 5 marks. Okay. So we have two plays P and Q. So since determine, so you have to show working. Working is simple. Just find the values for the row minimum and find the maximum of the minimum value, which is 1. And then find the column maximum for each column. Okay, find the minimum values of the max value for the column maximum, which is 1. So notice that we have 1, 1, meaning that we have a saddle point. So normally for play safe, okay, the role player will always choose the maximum strategy, okay, which is, okay, where does this one lies? P3. And player Q will always choose the minimax strategy, 1. So where does this one lies? Q3. So we just write player P plays strategy P3 and player Q plays strategy Q3. Okay, conclude, remember, conclude your answer. So value of the game is value of the saddle point. Value of the saddle point ni lah yang sama, 1. Okay. Okay, now students, please take note. Besides play safe strategy, we have the dominance and mix strategy. Here example 2013. Determine the optimal strategy for each player. Okay, we have a 2x3 payoff matrix. Okay, right. Question does not state mixed strategy, so you need to determine what strategy to be used. So how to do that? We find again the row minimum, the column maximum, find the minimax, find the maximum. Sama tak? Tak sama. Hence, there's no saddle point. Okay. So what do we do when there's no saddle point? So we apply mixed strategy. So game is unstable. Okay, so there's so many methods, but I'll be showing you the easiest way is to apply dominant strategy. Here, column 3 is the dominant strategy because it has the highest value compared to the other 2 columns. So we have to delete it to reduce the payoff matrix to 2x2. Then I will use the formula method. I advise students to remember and use the following method because it's fast, save time. So here straight away, when you identify your A, B, C, D, substitute, you get P. P is the probability for player P to choose the strategy. And then Q, probability for player Q to choose. Okay. So how do you write the optimal strategies? We can write in coordinate form. Or some students, they suka ayat, but I do not encourage to do in sentences. It's very lengthy. Let me say this. In ayat, player P will choose strategy 1 with probability of 2/5 and strategy 2 with probability 3/5. So the best way is to do it in coordinate form. Okay, now, player Q. Which one is correct? This or this? So, of course, the second one is correct because we delete column 3. It means that Q will never play strategy 3. They will never play, meaning play maksud tu choose lah. Dia takkan pilih strategi 3 because the probability is 0. So he takkan pilih, okay? So this is the best that he must choose. Choose strategy 1 with a probability of 2/5 and strategy 2 with a probability of 3/5. Okay, this is using dominance and formula. There is another method known as the graphical method. Okay, for graphical method, you have to assign probabilities to player P and Q. So as always, okay, P will have the advantage, P, 1 minus P. But since Q have 3 strategies, we write them as Q1, Q2, Q3. So to do the graphical method, you have to find the expected payoff. So how to get the expected payoff? When player Q plays strategy 1, ni, okay, so negative 1 times P plus 2 times 1 minus P. So, what do you call it? You add up, then you write in simple form. So, and then for strategy 2, okay, the expected payoff when Q play strategy Q, and when Q plays strategy 3, this is the expected payoff for player P. Okay, what do we do next after finding the expected payoff? We draw the graph, okay, of the expected payoff for player P. So line 1 just now represent the first expected payoff. Line 2 represent the second expected payoff. Line 3 represent the third expected payoff. Okay, now, role player will always try to maximize his minimum payoff. Maximize his minimum payoff. So P is the value that peaks at the bottom. Okay, that peaks at the bottom. So how to get P? P is the point of intersection between the two lines Y1 and Y2. So P is 2 over 5. Okay, since column, now how do I know that column 3 is the dominant column? Because the line Y3 does not pass through the optimal point. So we delete column 3. So when you delete column 3, so we have the reduced payoff matrix 2 by 2. So that's the purpose why we need to reduce. So that it's easy for us to find the optimal strategy. Okay, next. Okay, I'm showing you another method. Instead of the formula method, this is called the equalizing method. But for equalizing method, you have to find the expected payoff. Here is loss for player Q. So if P plays strategy 1, okay, notice that saya tak ubah the negative sign because it's loss. Kalau saya ubah the negative sign, it's gain. So for easy calculation, I will not change the negative sign. Tak tulis loss pun tak apa, but make sure you understand what you are writing, okay? So this is the expected payoff for Q. And then this for strategy 2, this is expected payoff for Q. So you equalize it. This is what I call equalizing method. Hence you get Q. So that's Q1. So Q2 is actually 1 minus Q1. So this is the same answer just now lah. But make sure here you write down Q3 is 0, okay? Because we know that probability the maximum value is 1, okay?
Okay.
Right. Right. So let us conclude how to determine the optimal strategy. First, you need to check whether there is a saddle point. So if there is a saddle point, for saddle point means row min must be the same as the min max, okay? Sorry, the min max must be the same as max min. So when the saddle point exists, what happens? Game is stable. So when game is stable, we always play the play safe strategy. That's why we say always play the play safe strategy. So meaning that row player will always choose the maximum strategy. The column player will choose minimax strategy. If there's no saddle point, what do? Game is unstable, so we apply mixed strategy. There are 3 ways of finding. Either you use equalizing method, formula method, or graphical method. And encourage to apply the dominant strategy to reduce to a 2 by 2 is easier. Okay, so this is actually the summary of how to determine the optimal strategy. Okay, short and simple, and it's very interesting. Students always get marks for this. Okay, right. Now let me share tips how to get a successful examination day. Okay, how to get a successful examination day. So before the exam day, okay, malam sebelum exam, so sleep early. Okay, eat well, no lepaking, no game, no kedai mamak, sleep early because you need to be fresh and healthy for your exam day, right? So when you're already entering the examination hall, after you recite your prayers, okay, so when you get the question paper, please read the questions carefully. As I mentioned, identify the instruction, the requirement, the task word to help you answer easily and to save time. Especially for section B, we have to, okay, do not waste time by answering the 2. So you have to read these 2 questions first. Okay, choose the one that you are confident with, or in other words, you can answer the most.
Yes.
Okay, so and forget about the next question because examiner will only mark 1.
Okay.
So sometimes students they submit 2, we only mark 1. Okay, because the instruction already say
Answer 1
1.
only.
Okay, so follow the instruction.
Okay.
And then to save time, please read at the marks allocated by the questions. Sebab the marks allocated is a fair indication of how much time to spend. Macam tadi 5 marks kan, meaning that the working is not difficult. Kalau 7 marks, 9 marks, meaning that is very lengthy. So this is to help you to save time. Okay. Then when you answer, okay, please answer according to the instruction. Why? Because it helps you to identify the method that must be used. Answer according to the instruction because requirement because it helps you to write down the answer as being asked in the question. And don't forget this, show all working, okay, except for the task word state, tak perlu working. And present your work clearly and neatly. Saya kata neatly ya, bukan cantik ya, just neatly so that the examiner can see your flow of thoughts. Okay?
Sedap mata memandang lah cikgu.
Tambah lagi sekarang ni kan examiner dah ramai berumur kan. So bila dia present nicely, kita akan rasa lembut sakit hati kita orang ya.
Okay.
Okay, right. So my advice is to start off with a new sheet of answer sheet. So that senang dia nak susun nanti ya. Okay, next. Be calm. Jangan panic. If you tak boleh jawab first part or more parts of the ni, be calm. Because apa? Sometimes the question contain information to help you to do the other parts. So read again. InsyaAllah ada information. Tiba-tiba, boom, oh ada idea nak jawab. Okay, so be calm. Do not despair. Okay, but most importantly, when you enter the examination hall, studylah dulu. Be prepared. Jangan last minute study. Okay, so the best preparation is to working through the past or trial papers. Okay, lastly, Mira, I would like to wish all the STPM students good luck. Do your best in Mathematics and Paper 3.
Yes, good luck. Selamat maju jaya diucapkan kepada semua pelajar STPM, khususnya yang mengambil kertas Matematik M untuk kertas 3 ini. Semoga kejayaan milik anda semua.
Yes.
Kita berakhir di sini, cikgu. Terima kasih banyak atas perkongsian ilmu pada hari ini. Kita jumpa lagi di episod akan datang hanya di Sukses STPM 2021. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera.